Welcome everyone to Las
I'm a little
Vegas.
intimidated by the back of your truck there, Mike.
We are at Las Vegas, getting ready for our Marable Mobile Detailing Truck Series playoff race. On pole, we have Blake Giglio. Starting second, Lucas Hoitzma. In third, Mike Edwards. Fourth, not quite gridded yet, John Garrett in the 66/06. Quinn Newton in the 5i Racing Chevy starts in fifth. Travis Martin, the Zaxby's Ford, starting in the sixth spot. Curtis Ecker starting seventh in the Curtis Ecker Chevrolet. Ricky Gonzalez, the Legacy Power Chevy, starting in 8th. Christopher Alkire, the Navy Ford, rolling off in the 9th spot. Ethan Evers, Fort Worth Screen Esports truck, rolling off in 10th. Billy Davidson, Lord Coast Chevy, starts in 11th. Joel Munchell, the Mission Barbecue Chevy, starting in 12th. Daniel Llewellyn starts 13th in the 23 Labor 12 Chevy. Rolling off 15th, JR Deal in the Deal Brothers Toyota. And 16th, you have the Martin Sports Ford for Jeremy Clapper. You got Chief, Scott Baker in the Navy truck. Then you got Dave Hoitzma in the, I still don't know how to pronounce that. We're going to ask him, but I think it's Beretta. Beretta Chevrolet there. And William Ashburner starting shotgun on the field in his Fort Worth Screen Toyota. Almost called it a Chevy. Losing my mind. Field still not yet rolling off, but we are set for a good one tonight. If you know anything about Las Vegas, it basically runs wide open. Keep your foot planted in it and hope for the best. Later in the run, the tires do wear enough where you can't do that, but for the early part of these.
14. The track temp is 65 Fahrenheit.
Well, now you know the track temp, 65 Fahrenheit. We don't need our spotter anymore. Let's go and check out our race details as posted in the Discord. 130 laps, 65% fuel, 3 sets of tires, 3 potential green-white checkers, 1 fast repair. Those are the details for tonight. See the red banners on the windshield and the front of that Chevrolet on the pole sitter. Those are the playoff indicators. Several drivers in the field should have those on tonight. John Garrett running the 06 for us. He actually went with the sim stamp numbers, so that's nice of him. The field makes our way onto the backstretch, getting set for our initial start. See the red banners on quite a few of these trucks. Across that windshield, that's how you know they are playoff trucks. Let's see if we can take a quick look at our playoff points. That's after round 1. They do reset after tonight, so the top 8 will move on to the next round. 4 drivers after tonight will be eliminated from the playoffs. Tanner Now and Cody Brown have been missing the last 2 races, not going to make it through. Pace car makes that sharp turn onto pit road, and we're set for racing here at Las Vegas. Giglio in the 16 going to lead us to the green. And we are underway. Lap 1 of 130. This will essentially end up racing like a pack race, so it should keep everyone fairly well together until they get maybe spread out on a long green flag run if we get one of those. See Hoitzman battling the outside of Giglio. Edwards trying to push Giglio. Giglio clears Hoitzma out to the lead. Do we got someone off already? Yeah, we got trucks in the grass. We got troubles. Let's see if we can catch here. Looks like Llewellyn gets into the 69. The 6 gets loose coming out of the turn. 69 gets loose behind him. Daniel Llewellyn gets into him. Jeremy Clapper gets into the 6. The 22 is involved. That's one of our playoff trucks. Billy Davidson catching the front end damage on that one. Unfortunate for him. We have stayed green because all of that went into the infield. So out front, you have Quinn Newton, Blake Giglio doing battle. He's not Bake, he is Blake. Our lead pack is now down to about 7, with Ricky Gonzalez trying to hold on to the draft behind him. Hoytsma and Giglio working the top side with John Garrett. Down low, you got Quinn Newton, Mike Edwards, Travis Martin, and Christopher Alkire. Oof. Giglio chops across the nose of Edwards, getting to the bottom of his teammate Quinn Newton. That was a very tight quarters maneuver. Giglio onto the apron, got a little squirrely down there. Truck can get a little dicey as you unload the suspension down there. Hoytsma pushing Newton down the backstretch. Guys are having fun already. Oh, Edwards onto the apron a little bit. Had the lift so he didn't get into the side of Hoytsma. That's going to back up that inside line a bit. Martin having thoughts of a 3 wide, but doesn't push the issue. Yeah, this is how it works at Vegas in the trucks. It's just a pack race. Hoytsma going 3 wide up the middle. See Evers down there on the bottom. He has some more damage to his truck. See if you can take a look. See what happened to the 6 here. I think he just got out of the way that time. Let's go back and see if something else happened though. I think he's just damaged from the initial start. Yeah. Got it to 1600 in oval? Heck yeah. Going places. Hoytsma and Newton now clear to the front. Giglio battling for third with John Garrett. Perhaps the boys wanting to settle down a little bit and log some laps. 6th place in the V-Fix. Nice. Well, as I say that, they battle for the lead and for third. Newton, Hoytsma side by side going down the backstretch. Whoa, they got very close. Oh my goodness. The teammates doing battle for the lead, both in the playoffs. Just going for bragging rights at this point because that's all you get on lap 8. They don't give you the points till 130. Now Newton clears out. Edwards trying to get second spot away from Hoytsma. Will Newton come all the way up in front of Lucas? He does. Edwards trying to roll that bottom, take the short way around, get ahead of Lucas. Now Giglio going to jump up and trying to help Lucas. Edwards, you see the back of that truck dancing around, going over the bumps. He's trying to take a look at the lead here. Gets inside of Newton. Kind of ruins the plan Giglio had pushing Hoytsma. It is Barney on the 14. If you're easily offended, I would say don't look too closely at the 14. There's a lot going on in that truck. It has the look of leaf filter, but it does not say leaf filter. As someone who was working for them at one point and had strong feelings about that company, it does not say leaf. And you got the pink Tampax truck for Blake Giglio tonight. Why does Blake have forward number on a truck? Because he likes to watch the world burn. He's also had it all the way to the rear. He's had the roof number upside down. Like, he just likes to cause chaos. It's technically against rules and regulations for the series, but it is what it is. So Newton now enjoying the lead. Hoytsma in second, side by side with Edwards. And Giglio trying to push his teammates. Hoytsma getting out of shape, entering turn 1 there. Got a little more exciting than he had anticipated. Blake made his painter angry. I'm sure that would be Lucas. I like the Pepe on the hood. Christopher Alkire getting up to 4th spot in that high line. Working together with Travis Martin, a couple of Fords in the high lane. Weissman dropping back to 5th in his Toyontiac. John Garrett looking to his inside Fort Worth screen Chevrolet. Very tight quarters there. Oh, Lucas gets into him, hooks him. Lucas just hooked him. Yikes.
Interesting.
And Hoytsman says interesting. Let's take another look. Garrett's running the middle groove. Hoytsman collects him coming through the tri-oval. Gets his right rear. That damages the 97 and the 06. That's what I'm thinking. Definitely didn't expect them to run middle lane. But that's his option, you know. He tried to offer his painter a dime. We get more to this Pepe Tampax story. He offered his painter a dime. And so he ends up with the memeiest of meme trucks with the forward number Tampax down the side. It's okay, I'm a 5K I rating on the back. Pepe on the hood. Still can't figure out what's on the bed of the truck. See if we can get on chase cam. Travis Martin coming down pit road. Hoytsman obviously with the damage, but Martin a surprise. I was definitely at fault there, you're right. I should get an EOL. Clearly. 100%. Oh man. Sure that's a quick repair, as that is torn up. Yep. I'm sure this is probably going to be one too. Can't tell from that angle because the damage was on the back. Is the trash can on the bed? Oh no.
That cone has a family.
Garrett is not taking his fast repair, so he's trying to take the damage and see how it works. Did you see that?
Family?
Spoiler is still bent in. Let's see if we can get a better look at this 16.
He's happy it has a family. He's hoping they show up too so he can run them over.
Oh gosh. Can't tell from that angle. See if far Chase can see it.
Who's ready for Daytona 24?
I trash can am. I am trash can. It's nice of how Lucas would have picked up Blake on the bed. Yikes. Lucas didn't paint that one? Was it Quinn? I just want to know who painted it. Not Quinn either. I'm running out of people to pick. Was it Daniel? Was it Lucky? It would explain why Lucky knows so much of the story. Got to get the story behind that. Bob Ross, yes. It was definitely Deadpool as Bob Ross. Lucky had nothing to do with it.
See what I told you?
But he didn't say Daniel didn't.
Animal! You animal!
He did not say Daniel didn't.
You motorized them.
Just wait till I run over the newborn.
Oh Lord.
That's okay, Mike. If you think about it, the number 5 truck does look like
Blake.
a cone, right?
Hey, what's up?
We're checking out your awesome paint job and just wanted to know who painted it.
True.
When in doubt, blame Travis.
Blame Travis. Got
Oh, yeah?
it. So, we're checking out your It's Okay, I'm a 5K I rating. Is that something that you have said before, and this is why it
No.
ended up on the truck?
I made him mad, and I got this paint. I told him I need playoff banners, and I got this.
That's what you get for offering him a dime.
Penny nickel dime, you know.
Are you really
So,
that surprised?
is the
You don't
racing
remember
going
the
about
last
how
time
you
we were here
expected
at
for the
Vegas?
first part?
Yeah, we're gonna wreck a lot.
I have that feeling too.
We went 3 wide. We almost took myself out off Mike's nose there earlier.
Will Spark would like to know if you want to join his 24-hour team.
I don't know, man. Road racing ain't my thing, you know.
You say that, but you've won on them.
A couple times. Everyone, hey, a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes.
I mean, they do, but it's still fun, right?
I have no clue what I'm supposed to be.
Until you get
Tell me
wrecked.
to let y'all by.
Well, don't get
in front
wrecked.
of You. I don't know.
Yeah, easier said than done.
I mean,
Like,
you're probably right.
I mean, especially in the lower splits, man.
That's where we're going to be.
That's right, me too. I'm only like 1700 on road, so.
Way higher than me.
The
All
days
right,
when
we'll
it
let you
gets
get back to it, bud.
hard and
Alright,
you
let's
don't
wreck him up.
say anything, that'll be the days.
That's Blake Giglio in the 16
Yeah.
Tampax Chevrolet tonight.
To watch.
It's okay. I'm a 5K I rating.
Or if nothing else, do it like on April Fool's Day.
Getting set for the restart here. Quinn Newton, your leader. Mike Edwards alongside on the front row. Blake's time of the month. Oof. Not touching that one. He made his painter mad. That's the story. Quinn Newton quickly out front. Mike Edwards trying to drop down in front of the 43. Christopher Alkire gets it done. Quickly getting single file amongst the top 4. We'll take a look back further. Gonzalez clears to 5th. Ecker single file in 6th. You got Scott Baker up into the 7th spot. And you got Travis Martin and William Ashbrander side by side for 8th. This is where the action is. We'll hang out here. I say that, Christopher Alkire gets Mike Edwards up out of the groove. Bandio going to 2nd here. Blake Giglio probably going to close in and freight train to 14, one more spot back. This your favorite track? It's one of my favorites too. Love Vegas. Christopher Alkire looking for the lead. Navy Ford trying to get alongside Quinn Newton. Getting it done on the low lane. Christopher Alkire takes his Navy Ford to the front of the field. He's going to lead that lap. And that's why we love pack racing. Quinn Newton stuck out on the high side now. Mike Edwards going to try to get 2nd place from him. See the pack kind of form back up after that caution. Yeah, Davidson 2 laps down, Evers 3 laps down. They're hoping for a lot more yellows. Everyone else is pretty much in this pack. Let's take a look at John Garrett. Since he did not take a fast repair, see how he's hanging on. So far, it seems to be hanging with the pack. If he loses the draft, though, he'll be in trouble. Christopher Alkire continuing to lead from Las Vegas as we work lap 23. Mike Edwards trying to get clear of Quinn Newton to get solo possession of 2nd. Thoughts on Atlanta? I haven't seen enough of it to have an opinion one way or the other. Hoytsman back up to the 3rd spot after bringing out our last caution. Now going for 2nd on the high line. Getting to the outside of Mike Edwards. Edwards going up the side draft him a bit. That can be very dangerous. Trying to guess where each truck's going to be going through the tri-oval. Side by side for 2nd. Edwards trying to push Alkire. Newton goes to the top to help his teammate Hoytsma. Now Newton kind of runs in the middle. Hoistman gets right down on Edwards through the corner to slow him down a bit, and then pulls away
Blake,
using
watch
that
with
side
that
draft.
top in there on entry. You're really messing a lot of people up.
Red 19. Unhappy with how the 16's entering the corner. Hoistman now pushing up to the race lead on the high line. Edwards trying to push Christopher Alkire back to the front. Bandio's got to be having a blast right now. I can just imagine him over there going, yeah, I passed Hoistman. Awesome to see him up there. Uh-oh. Getting a little broken up on the bottom lane. That's going to let Hoistman get clear. Now side by side is Newton and Alkire for the second spot. Looks like perhaps the tire's starting to go away a bit on these guys that were running that low line. Oh, Newton up into the outside wall. This is a very aero-sensitive track. That's going to hurt him. Let's see the 5 dropping back quickly. He is one of our playoff drivers. Significant right side damage. Yeah, Giglio and Edwards now side by side for third. As Newton's falling all the way back to 6th. Martin trying to look to his inside. Yeah, look at the back of that 5. The right side's all pushed up. So far, John Garrett's been able to hold on to the draft. He's trying to make it till later in the event. We had a crash. Trying to catch on to it. There we are. Quinn Newton goes around. Let's see where we can see if this kicks off. Looks like another tri-oval incident where they don't agree where each one's going to be. Trying to side draft, and away goes the crash. Several trucks involved. John Garrett probably very happy he hasn't used his fast repair now. Quinn Newton, Jeremy Clapper get together through the tri-oval, collecting multiple trucks behind them. I believe we're going to see that a lot, arguing over the tri-oval and where each driver should be. In general, it's a rule that the outside truck has to stay off the inside truck. Sometimes the inside truck does come up though. But for the most part, the outside truck's supposed to gauge where the inside truck is and stay on their high side. Oh yeah, I'm sure there was a little netcode. See if our leaders come down this time. Should expect some fuel stops here for sure. Here they come. Hoistman leading the parade on the pit road. The trucks filing into their boxes. Everyone seems to have hit their marks pretty well, except Curtis Ecker. See him back up a little bit. Hoistman looks like fuel only there. Quickly out of his box. Interesting strategy. See 4 tires coming behind him on Edwards, Giglio, Alkire. Pretty much everyone else went 4 tires here. Hoistman with what looked like a fuel only stop there. Travis Martin in the 6th spot, Curtis Ecker, Scott Baker. Now these guys are behind the 95. Don't know if he's going to pit or not. The 6th, Ethan Evers, probably trying to take a wave around. Circle around under the pace car on lap 32 of 130. 98 laps still remain in this one. Yeah, we're practicing for tomorrow after this. Like, literally getting in the cars after this. I have no idea what Michael has going. He said he'd have it finalized tonight. So we're just waiting on him to figure it out. There you go. Will Sparkness. Might need more people for my car. My 5th is very iffy. My 4th may not show up at all. You know what happened there? Bobby said it looked like netcode. There's definitely some netcode involved. Looked like Irison just decided you made contact and then tri-oval and you both crashed. Wasn't a lot to it.
I'm taking the top.
Hoisman saying he is taking the top.
You better win, Bandio.
If you haven't guessed, I'm giving it my best shot.
11 more laps and half the field tonight.
Well, if you don't remember, the last time we were here at Vegas,
I don't remember.
I know, man. You're gonna get one here.
Get it, Bandio.
I'll push you, Bandio.
Mike hits the cone one more time.
Bandio, I'm not in the playoffs, so I'll push you before I win.
I appreciate that, guys.
Wow, you've been winning a lot lately.
Yes.
Yeah, just give it. You really haven't shown up.
Ah.
Back underway. Hoisman gets us restarted.
Get their show off.
Quickly jumping out. Huge lead over Edwards. Fortunately, it is a pack
Gotta get a
type
few feet out
racing.
before you guys absolutely destroy me.
Whoa, Giglio gets shoved up the track. He got a little loose right in front of Martin. Martin on the accelerator.
Sorry about the scare there. I don't know what that was.
Now we're 3 wide. And side by side for the race lead at the same time. Edwards to the bottom around Hoytsma. Still 3 wide behind him. Giglio goes from 3rd to 5th there. A couple of Fords in front of him. Things got very spicy very fast there. Hoytsma is on the older tires. Perhaps trying to save a set for later in the race. We've seen that work very well as a strategy at Vegas. Just got to get the cautions to work out. Edwards and Martin now doing battle for the race lead. Martin, I believe, led that lap. Yes, he did. Travis Martin, Mr. Ghostman out front. Edwards thought he was about to come up the track. You saw Edwards bobble a little bit. That's going to allow Christopher Alkire to get by for 2nd. Now Edwards tucks in behind Christopher Alkire as Alkire goes for the race lead. Taking his Navy Ford to the front. Getting by Travis Martin in the Zaxby's Ford. Here comes Giglio. And closes in that bright pink truck. And Curtis Ecker on his tail. Martin might be trying to run the high line deliberately. He had some time so he could get down. Chose not to. Now he gets down. Oh my goodness, very close call between Edwards and Martin. They're coming through the front stretch. Now Giglio trying to get by Martin for third. Giglio comes up the track. Martin has to take a little bit of a evasive maneuver. That allows Giglio to take third. Martin now under attack from Curtis Ecker. See all these playoff banners coming through. A lot of these guys pushing for their playoff lives. Maybe not having the best of race last week. Got to make up some ground. See if the 06 took his fast repair this time. Yes, he did. The 06 is all repaired up. Now he's got to keep that truck clean to the end of the race. Got a little damage on that 69 truck. Joel Munch. A little damage on that right side. Maybe smacked the wall a little bit. You see how far Lucas Hoytson has fallen, our leader from the restart. As most of the field is on fresher tires, he's just trying to hang on. Scott Baker in the 7, making his way closer to the front. Got help from Dave Hoytsman in the 79.
John, just don't take me out.
Up front, still Christopher Alkire leading in the 43 Navy Ford. Yeah, Mike Edwards, Curtis Ecker, Blake Giglio, Quinn Newton, or Daniel Llewellyn, Quinn Newton. As Llewellyn and Newton battle side by side for that 5th spot. Travis Martin trying to get by both of them, goes 3 wide. Takes it to the bottom, trying to get by both of those CTC teammates. Martin gets a little loose, tags the apron, gets up into the 23 of Daniel Llewellyn. Llewellyn goes for a ride through the grass. No caution because this is off the racing surface. Llewellyn nose first into the pit wall.
I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain.
I don't think we have a race control, guys, so there's no one to throw it other than iRacing.
Correct.
Yeah, we had a wreck on lap 1, no caution.
Correct. Yeah, iRacing cautions.
I may have come up there, Daniel. If that was on me, I apologize. I think I hit the apron.
That's what we saw. So Christopher Alkire out front. Field single filing out. Edwards 2nd. Eckert 3rd. Right. Giglio 4th. Newton 5th. Newton looking to the inside of his teammate Giglio briefly. Did not quite get the room there. Gonzalez 6th. Scott Baker in the 7 is 7th. JR Deal in the 9 is 8th. Dave Hoytsma is in the 9th spot. And J Munch with that damaged 69 truck in the 10th. For that last accident, the field's kind of single filed themselves out. It's like the top 12 trucks are still in that lead pack. See Ricky Gonzalez looking around. A damage check on 6-3. Yeah, he had that right front contact, right? He's back there with the 95 and the 31. 31's got some left rear damage. 63's got some nose damage. He's got quite a bit of damage. Just pushed in on the nose, the back. At 13th place, Martin, definitely quite a lot of damage there. All 3 of these trucks are damaged. This little damaged truck pack that they formed. And Billy Davidson still out there running around. This looks like he's got a fresh truck. He's just trapped a couple laps down. Ethan Evers, he's also trapped 2 laps down, Trying to get those back, hoping for yellows. Looks like Llewellyn's taken his fast repair and gotten back out. He's currently 3 laps down. I believe he had to serve that black flag for unsafe pit entry as well as the crash that he endured. Christopher Alkire still leading Mike Edwards. And you have Ecker, Giglio, Newton, and Baker. Looks like the guys towards the back of this pack starting to maybe lose the draft a little bit. See J Munch trying to push forward and get by Hoytsma. Gets it done. See if they're able to run back down this front pack. They're right at that 1 second gap. JR in the 9's got significant right side damage to that truck. Didn't quite see where he picked it up, but significant damage to the right side of that 9 Toyota. Definitely not conducive to high speeds like Las Vegas. Still single file towards the front of the field. Alkire out there having a day. Leading the pack. Mike Edwards currently second, Curtis Ecker in third. I believe these front guys have kind of decided to single file and try to log some laps. Gonzalez gets a little bit high. And Baker's going to peek to the inside. Looks like Giglio might be just trying some stuff. And the guys around him are all reacting to it as Giglio's not staying tucked in line. See Ecker peeking to the high side of the 14. No problem. 14 goes up to block the 19. 19 darts back to the inside. Breaks up that duo of Alkire and Edwards. Trucks flash across the line to start lap 53. Giglio now looking like he might take a little help for Edwards. Edwards looks like he really badly wants, there it is, just to get between them. He push Alkire. I was going to say, it looks like he doesn't want to go for the lead, he just wants to get between them again. So Alkire getting pushed by Edwards, and the 19 of Ecker going to the high side of the 14. Has his CTC teammate, Blake Giglio, Quinn Newton, trying to push along. 3 of Mark Gonzalez just trying to go anywhere to get some drafts. They make contact there? It was really close. Edwards and Ecker might have been the slightest of contact there. But everyone keeps it going in the correct direction. If you're looking at my stat tracker, pretty much everything on it says Ecker. Ecker passing, Ecker going backwards, Ecker passing. Ecker now looking for the lead. Doesn't have much help. Edwards sticking with Alkire. As you heard him say in the driver chat, I'm going to push you. Making good on his promise. We're 10 laps away from halfway. This series does not get any stage or bonus points, so it's straight up where you finish. Now Edwards looks like he may have thoughts of going to the lead himself, as he gets out in front of the 43. Yikes. Oh, we're 3 wide, and the 43 goes up the track into the wall. Takes out Blake Giglio as well.
That the worst netcode I've ever seen.
And that is a tow for the 43. That is unfortunate. Christopher Alkire going from the lead to getting a tow truck.
That was really bad.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, 43, but I definitely didn't hit you.
See that netcode kick in. Brutal. You hate to see netcode ruin some fun race like that. That's brutal. Watch the 19 and the 43 left side of your screen.
I can confirm, Daniel, he did not make contact. It wasn't anywhere close.
Definitely did not make contact.
That was not good. Very bad there.
Unfortunately, the result was the same: 2.5 minute tow and blown engine.
And gets pounded by the 7 up over.
Yeah, it killed me too.
Netcode tonight is a brutal. Is everyone getting it? Yeah, it's unfortunate. Seeing Alkire up there leading laps was awesome. And then gets destroyed by netcode. Wow. I feel bad for him. That's rough. Rough. See him sitting on pit road with his toe. Giglio getting the fast repair. Hoytsma finally taking a set of tires. Edwards leading everybody off pit road. I just noticed the X on your truck, Mikey. Some old sponsors that are no longer sponsors of his with the big red X through it. Pretty freaking funny. Curtis Ecker now in second. Quinn Newton in third. Ricky Gonzalez fourth. JR Deal up to the fifth spot. He has taken his fast repair. Right side of that truck looking good again. Joel Munchel up into the sixth spot with his Mission Barbecue truck. Lucas Hoisman sits in seventh after saving that set of tires. Could play out huge for him down the road. Blake Giglio in eighth. Saw he had to take his fast repair there. Travis Martin's ninth spot. Looks like Martin's taking his fast repair. That truck looking brand new. Dave Hoisma is in 10th. John Garrett 11th. Billy Davidson coming down pit road. He's currently shown 12th on the lead lap. Jeremy Clapper got some right side damage on this truck and some nose damage. Currently shown in 13th. There's a lot of damage on that truck.
Drink, motherfucker!
You got it, Mer. Before someone else gets a brilliant idea to do a sound command, let's take that out. Before someone plays music and gets YouTube angry at us. Almost halfway. We're about 6 laps shy of halfway. William Ashburner shown in the 13th spot. Got some left rear damage to that truck. Looks like he got hit pretty hard right by the tire. William is the last truck on the lead lap. Ethan Evers 1 lap down in the 6th. Yes, you could have. Could have scared me. Pretty good. Christopher Alkire now 2 laps down in 16th after getting his fast repair. Taking that 2.5 minute tow. So Alkire needs a rash of caution if he wants to get back into this race. Unfortunately for him, the more trucks that fall out, the less likely that is to happen. So our playoff driver, Christopher Alkire, very disappointed after leading some laps here, now finds himself towards the back of the field. On the same lap as Daniel Llewellyn, another playoff driver. Llewellyn, you see, has some damage in the middle of his rear. Spoiler bent out of shape a bit. Scott Baker's sitting in the pits.
That cone stuck underneath my truck.
Don't see a cone on your truck, but it's possible. Lights are out on our pace car. Getting set for a restart here on lap 60.
There you go.
Pace car makes that sharp left. Yes, it is, Relish. Edwards gets us back underway. Ecker currently in the second spot. Going to be under attack from Quinn Newton in very short order. Newton got a much better restart. Newton takes it to the inside of Ecker. Going to get the pass done. Ricky Gonzalez looking to follow him through. Newton now looking to the top side, trying to get the lead away from Edwards.
I'm gonna take it everybody else like tires then.
Edwards not taking tires, it sounds like. Edwards blinking out. Our leader with a little bit of a blink. Newton takes the lead. Quinn Newton now in the top spot. Curtis Eckert pushing up with the 19 truck, trying to get second. Then drops down with his teammate Newton. So now CTC has the top 3 spots with Newton, Ecker, and Hoytsma. Ricky Gonzalez trying to ride that gravy train, see if he can join them. Oh, Edwards getting in the middle of 3 wide with Martin and Gonzalez. Got a little spicy there. Martin going to take it to the bottom of Edwards. Edwards, as you heard, on older tires. Joel Munchell trying to take advantage of that fresher rubber. Makes his way by Edwards up into the top 6. Edwards going to try the Hoytsma strategy and stay in the draft and keep pace with this lead pack. Meanwhile, up front, Hoytsma going around the outside of Ecker, trying to get that second spot away. So Newton trying to work both lanes, not give anyone too much of an advantage. Ecker with that shorter way around went from almost completely behind Hoytsma to nearly having him clear, just in 3 and 4. Hoytsma doesn't have much of a push right now. He's probably going to try and get behind Ecker. Can't get down though as the Ghost Man's made his way up there. Travis Martin sticks that Zaxby's forward in the gap. Hoytsma going to have to fall back. As his teammates are running the bottom line through the corner, Hoytsma is just falling back more and more because he can't get down to the bottom with them. Now Travis Martin has aspirations of taking second spot from Ecker. So I'm looking very low through 3 and 4. And Martin going to try and get a low exit off 1 and 2 as Ecker blinks now. Second driver to have a little bit of a connection issue. Martin trying to get that run with J Munch, a little bit of help from a teammate in the 10 Tenths Racing squad. Oh, Martin hits the apron again. We saw that cause the last accident. Martin catching that apron coming out of turn number 4. It can definitely shoot your truck up the track, as you saw. Martin has right side damage on that rear of the truck now. You see the right rear is pushed up in the air. The CTC team working that high line, trying to push back out ahead. Yeah, 3 CTC trucks working against 2 10 Tenths trucks. You see Martin hits that little apron again. There's a little spot. If you've run Vegas, you'll know it. Coming out of turn number 4, if you run too low, there's like a dip right at pit road. And it'll throw your truck completely sideways. And I think he's hit it 3 times now because he hit it there too. Newton continues to lead. Ecker in second. You have this Ghost Man trying to get to the inside of Ecker. Ecker bobbles up the track right in front of his teammate. Hoytsma having to take evasive maneuver. That's going to allow Martin to clear for second, breaking up that train of CTC trucks. Now Joel Munchel trying to follow his teammate through. See those 10-10 trucks staying on the racetrack while the 5 went below the yellow line or white line. It's perfectly legal on 1.5-mile tracks, just a difference of strategy. Some people believe going below that line will wear your tires out quicker. Now the two 10-10 trucks looking to the high side, then J-Munch leaves the Ghost Man out. J-Munch ducks back under the Ghost Man, try to get second spot away. Unexpected maneuver there. Joel Munchel taking away second spot. Still side by side for second, even though Ghostman doesn't really have any help. Now Hoytsman trying to get under his teammate, Curtis Ecker. They almost made contact for the fourth spot. Ecker now alone in fourth as Lucas Hoytsman's fallen back off his back bumper a little bit. Got Ricky Gonzalez to his outside. Ghostman, J-Munch still side by side. Very good racing. J-Munch able to clear finally. Getting in front of Travis Martin. See, they stay on that racetrack while Newton goes below the line. J-Munch pushes to the outside and Travis Martin immediately returns the favor, turning left underneath him. Martin's like, I remember what you did. Did Munch send it too hard? Yeah. It was a full send for a bit. Able to recover though. Newton going to protect the bottom. Much like running the bottom at Daytona. J-Munch gets to his outside. Gets right on his back bumper. It's nearly contact. Now J-Munch getting up alongside Newton. If he can get down to his quarter panel without getting the net code to go crazy, he'd be able to pull him back a little bit. Ghostman going to fill the gap again. Side by side for second, side by side for fourth. Got John Garrett back there trying to make some moves. Got the 43. Christopher Alkire 2 laps down, so he's not battling anyone for position in this pack. So the top 7 all doing battle here. John Garrett trying to keep pace. Looks like he's having a little trouble getting by the 43. Martin and J-Munch still side by side for second. This group has gone out to about a 3.5 second lead over our second pack, led by Blake Giglio, Mike Edwards. We know Edwards didn't take tires, not sure if Giglio did or not. JR Deal's in this pack. Hoytsma, Dave Hoytsma, not quite close enough to be considered in this pack. Now J-Munch trying to go for the race lead. Will Martin go with them this time? He's acting like he's going to. And Martin now kind of playing the middle line, seeing that 97 starting to squeeze up. Martin going to try to give a little push. Oh. A little bit of an elbows out entry for the 97 coming into turn 1, pushing the 3 up a bit. It's going to allow the 19 to get by the 3. 06 might get by as well. John Garrett trying to make a move for the 6th spot. J Munch continuing to try and get this lead away from Quinn Newton. He's got his nose out front. That'll count for leading the lap, but can't get back down to the bottom yet. There he goes. Leaves Travis Martin out to dry. Now he tries to get up and help him a little bit. 97 will probably go low line and help his teammate in the 5. Now Ghostman looking at the inside of Newton. J Munch took a bit of a higher entry. Now he's helping the 63 a bit. Martin goes all the way down below the white line. Normally he does not do that down the straightaway. Martin does clear Quinn Newton, so Newton back to the 3rd spot, Martin in 2nd, and Joel Munchel out front. Quinn Newton doesn't like it. Back to the inside of Travis Martin. Says, what is going on here? I want to get back to the front. Working across lap 81 going to 82. Laps quickly ticking off as we've been able to stay green for a while here. Top 7 all nose to tail single file.
'79 pitting.
That's 11th place. 79. Dave Hoisman coming to pit road. It's like Dave gets it woed up. Interesting to see how much longer before we see the rest of our drivers hit pit road. Joel Munchel out front. Leading Travis Martin, Quinn Newton, Lucas Hoytsma, Curtis Eckert, John Garrett, and Ricky Gonzalez. Then you got about a 4-second gap back to Blake Giglio, Mike Edwards, JR Deal. Another 2 seconds back to Billy Davidson in 11th. Then you got the damaged trucks of Will Asherbrander and Jeremy Clapper. They are about 12 seconds back of Billy Davidson, starting to fall back towards our leader. The last 2 trucks on the lead lap as Hoytsma has pitted, Dave Hoytsma. Maybe working our way ever so closer to green flag pit cycle. Interesting to see how the drivers work the drafts. Draft always important. If you can pit and get out with some help, you'll be much faster. J Munch continuing to lead as the field works their way down the backstretch. JR Deals brought his truck to the pits. Pitting out of the 11th spot for the number 9 Toyota. Has to mean we're getting close with the rest of the field. 1 truck could be something random. 2 trucks. We got to be getting close. Top 7 still in this lead pack. A little bit of a gap between 3rd and 4th. It's Travis Martin looking to take the race lead away from J Munch. Got tired of looking at the back of the Mission Barbecue truck. We got a battle of the food. Zaxby's versus Mission Barbecue. I don't know about y'all, but I think they're both pretty dang delicious. A couple of trucks in the 60s, 63 and the 69. Ford versus Chevy. Side by side at the line, I think Travis Martin led that one just by the slimmest of margins. Looking over at my tracker, it's just like Joe Munch past Travis, Travis past Joe Munch. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Things have settled down for the moment between the leaders. I wonder if Hoistman's just kind of biding his time back here. He's staying about that 3 to 4 tenths gap. No one behind him jumping out. Ecker, Garrett, and Gonzalez all tucked in line. Working lap 90, 50 to go. He's clicking off in a hurry here. Let's check our last pit cycle here. Most everyone lap 58, John Garrett lap 60, Billy Davidson 59. Out of our top 12, having already pitted, is Hoytsman 13th, JR Deal in 14th. Dew still has their fast suit. Most of the fields already use their fast repair. Ecker still has one, Gonzalez, Edwards, Asherbranner. Those are the trucks that still have their fast repair. Asherbranner one surprises me since he has so much damage, but he is still on a lead lap. If he could catch that caution, it would work out for him. Just not looking like a caution kind of night at this point. 19 Curtis Ecker blinking in and out a bit there. JR Deal getting by Dave Hoytsman. Moves him up to the 13th spot. Llewellyn brings his truck to pit road. I believe that's regular routine stop for Llewellyn. See as they're catching, field is catching the 95. He is 4 seconds back of William Asherbranner. The last truck on a lead lap right now. Out there struggling with some damage. As you can see, he's already taken his fast repair, so it's not going to get any better for him. J Munch goes around the high side. Puts the 95 down a lap. Now we have 11 trucks left on the lead lap. Next truck they would catch is Asherbranner, as we said, about 4.5 seconds ahead of our leader. See Llewellyn at the bottom of your screen coming out of the pits. Giglio and Edwards have brought their trucks to pit road. So Giglio and Edwards coming down on lap 94. There they are. TBC coming in with a raid. Thank you so much, TBC. We're doing a broadcast of our Marable Mobile Detailing Truck Series. Guys doing battle in the playoffs this week. TCB. Joel Munch continues to lead as pit stop cycle has begun. Edwards and Giglio, the first two to come down pit road. Those two had fallen off the main pack. What happened here? Quinn Newton brought his truck down pit road from that top pack. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, TCV. Yeehaw. J-Much continuing to lead. Newton on pit road to make his stop. He's one of the first out of the top 7 trucks that we had to come down pit road. No one else has joined him. So Newton going to have a significant advantage with the short pit strategy. I believe all the drivers can make it from here. And Newton, it's going to be important that he gets out with some help, because at this moment he would not have any drafting partners. Newton's now coming out of pit road. We'll see where he blends in. Looks like Newton's going to get out with Blake Giglio. It's pretty close. 22 Billy Davidson bringing his truck to pit road. That was our 7th place truck. He was the first truck not in our lead 6, lead pack. J-Much coming to the stripe to start lap 100. Should be good to make it to the end, should any of our top 8 pit here. Staying on track. It's like all of our top trucks stayed on track. See, Daniel Llewellyn's kind of put his truck into this lead pack. Is that some front damage to that 97? Yeah, Hoyt's got some front end damage here. He's slowing this whole train down. Really helping out J-Much and Martin. Hoyt would probably be better served to get behind someone that doesn't have that front end damage, because Vegas is extremely aero sensitive. See, Eckert's truck looks pretty clean. Llewellyn's got some back end damage. John Garrett looks like he's still clean after taking his fast repair. And somehow Gonzalez hasn't had to use a fast repair in his truck, still looks clean. The way this race went early, it's surprising any truck survived. Got that hydration in, by the way. I don't know if you heard it. 28 to go now. J-Much and Martin first and second. And then this train of Hoytsma, Eckert, Garrett, and Gonzalez. The truck right in the middle, Daniel Llewellyn, is a lap down. The other 4 are all for position. Still waiting for them to come down and take their pit stop. As Gonzalez gets underneath John Garrett. That'll be a battle for the 5th spot. Quickly decided to get back in line so they wouldn't have to lose the draft. Still J-Much and Travis Martin, 2 truck breakaway. Both of them coming to pit road. See if either one of them got a penalty there. Both of them came in pretty hot. Saw the Mission Barbecue truck squirreling back and forth as he was trying to get on the brakes. So our top 2 have come to pit road. The other 4 leaders have stayed out. It's a great camera angle. See Martin and J-Much. Let's keep an eye on Hoytsman, see when he comes down. Staying out again. Someone did hit pit road. Looked like the 3. Ricky Gonzalez attempted to come down pit road, spinning out. It's going to take him out of race winning contention there. So the 31 is a lap truck right in front of our leader, going to bring it to pit road. Well, not quite a lap truck, about to be a lap truck. And then the guys behind him, see how many of them come to pit road. And 2 of them do. As Ecker gets into the inside wall, second truck to lose it coming to the pit road. Curtis Ecker smacked the inside wall. John Garrett, your race leader. Last truck to come to pit road. Garrett did have lap 60 as his last pit stop, so 2 laps more than the rest of our field. See if he comes down on lap 23. He's coming now. John Garrett brings the 06 to pit road. Much less dramatic than the other guys. Bringing that Fort Worth screen Chevrolet to pit road. Hoytsman making his way off pit road. Gets Newton, I believe, flashed by there, didn't he? Yeah, Newton, by getting out with Giglio, using that draft, going to have a large advantage by the time everything cycles around. Blake Giglio being a great teammate, helping out Quinn Newton, because you saw when they came out of the pits, Giglio was actually ahead of him by over a second. So Giglio must have dropped back to pick him up. Now those two working together are now first and second with 23 to go. Third place, Jay Munch. And he has a significant gap over Travis Martin. So he's actually losing ground even though he's on fresher tires. Currently losing ground to Quinn Newton and Blake Giglio. He'll need Travis Martin to get up there quickly so they can push up to the 2 lead trucks and try to take advantage of those fresher tires. See a gap from Giglio to Newton. 2.6. See it fluctuating, 2.6, 2.7. Kind of up and down. They're not making a whole lot of inroads. So despite having the fresher tires, they're not really cutting down the gap that much. They are finally nose to tail though. J Munch and Martin have got their 2 trucks hooked up. They're going to try to see if they can run down our front pack. A couple of tandem trucks. Those of you that used to be fan of the tandem racing at the plate tracks, that's essentially what we've got going on now. We're not quite hooked up bumper to bumper, but the gap down to 2.3. 20 to go. Pressure's on to see if J Munch can run down this front 2. J Munch and Martin going to try to get it done. Yes, you read that right. The pink truck does have Tampax down the side. As we heard earlier in the race, that story is you don't pay your painter a dime and expect your paint to be good. Apparently he gave his painter Travis Skrmetta a little bit of crap and painter got mad. That's what he gave him. Gap's now under 2 seconds, so they are now closing in. Llewellyn gets past. Llewellyn is teammates to these first 2 trucks. We'll see if he is going to jump in there and help his 2 teammates despite being a lap down, multiple laps down.
Mikey, if you were trying to scare the shit out of me, that worked.
Oh, J Munch and Ghostman broke up a little bit back there. Saw them get separated, now they're back together. Looks like Llewellyn wanted to help his teammates, just not able to stick with them. He would. He would do that. I'd actually laugh really hard if we did that. Just put the number all over the truck. Just sticker bomb the truck with your number. Well, I hate to tell Newton and Giglio, but J Munch and Travis Martin are cutting that lead down. They are closing in on Llewellyn though. See if the teammate gets up out of the way. Llewellyn gets up out of the way. Good sportsmanship there.
Love your face.
Travis Martin says, "Love your face." That's his way of saying thank you. And there you can see him in the same screen. Got about 10 lap fresher tires on the trucks behind him. 16 to go. 15 at the line. Gaps.
Oh, I think it's raining, boys.
Under a second. You hear Quinn Newton, our leader, say, "I think it's raining."
Yep, I see drops on my windshield.
Lucas Hoytsma and other CTC teammates trying to agree and get his teammate a win there. Unfortunately for them, there is no race control. No one will be able to call the race even if it does start raining. You're going to have to run these laps in the rain. Rain in Nevada, yeah, you know, it happens. Gap under 6/10. They are sniffing the draft off of the front trucks now. See, J-Munch actually putting a little gap on Martin because he's able to get the draft off of Giglio. And now it's gone to a 4-truck pack at the front of the field as we cross the line for 13 to go. This is getting exciting. Great effort from J-Munch and Martin just to run down those two. Now they're going to have fresher tires. We'll see if they're going to be able to get the pass completed here. J-Munch going to the inside of Giglio. J-Munch all over the back of Quinn Newton. Is he going to go try to between them? Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to try to cut up high.
Quinn, I'm here. I know.
J-Munch says Quinn, I'm here.
Well, I was there on the outside too.
Not anymore. J-Munch all over the back. Quinn Newton. Travis Martin now taking second away from J-Munch as J-Munch went to the high side. Martin all over the back bumper of the 5. J-Munch trying to fight back on the high side against Martin. As I believe the 5 and 63 both had to check up a little bit. Giglio just trying to watching at the moment as they close in on the 95 Jeremy Clapper. That would put Clapper 2 laps down. Trying to use the draft off of this truck. This could get ugly. Newton gets tucked in right behind him. Can't go high because J-Munch is up there. Lap truck can't get out of the way because they're in every lane. Clapper just nowhere to go. '95 cuts back up high. Breaks up our lead pack a little bit. J-Munch gets some separation. Martin peeking under the 5. Giglio looks like he's trying to push the lap truck. Travis Martin, Quinn Newton getting clear of Jeremy Clapper in the 95. See if they can push back up and give J-Munch a battle. Martin now getting a little bit of separation away from Newton. J-Munch continuing to lead in his Mission Barbecue Chevy. Giglio still not clear of this 95 yet. Unable to get up there and help his teammate. We knew it would be a struggle for him on a little bit older tires once they got there.
I'm sorry. I misjudged that. My bad. Sorry.
Blake Giglio bringing out a yellow, getting into the 95.
Thanks, Blake.
I didn't mean to.
He says he didn't mean to, but that's not the first time he tried.
Appreciate it.
We saw him try and miss a little while ago, and he finally succeeded. Wow. That's all I got. We saw these two get very close proximity a little while ago. I can go in cockpit after this, but he tried it earlier and missed. Then he finally got him this time. And then the immediate, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Bad poker face. You can hear it in his voice, the difference between when he says that and means it and when he says it and he doesn't. If you've raced around him long enough, you know the
Hey,
difference.
you're in the back.
Yikes. There's no one to UL him.
Lucky dog on the outside.
William Asherbrander getting that lucky dog. Taking his fast repair. Clint Boyer-esque, yeah. For sure. The Newton stayed out. Hoytsman and Ecker, technically the freshest tires, other than John Garrett, 1 lap fresher than them. We're going to get the field bunched back up. So now we're in for an exciting finish. It's going to get spicy. That doesn't mean you intentionally wreck someone and bring out the yellow. Ruin someone else's race. As in the 2 guys that were out front. Now they have to contend with everyone. Different Blake than you know coming out?
I apologize, man. I have direct me on yellow.
What just happened?
GG's, boys. Yeah, I wasn't trying to wreck you nothing there, but I hope you can understand my trying to defend that there. You're definitely faster. I was trying to hold
Beef.
as long as I could.
Someone tried to wreck Giglio under yellow. He's got some left side damage. Oh, there it is. Beef for sure. Yeet! Clabbered, unhappy with the 16, as well he should be. That he did do. There's no disputing that. He definitely blocked the racing line. Definitely. Correct. They're only required to hold a line. He happened to choose the racing line. Would I have done what he did? No. Was what he did worth something we can penalize for? No. 5-hour energy it is. Don't you have to be 18 to have that too or something? Oh, definitely not etiquette, for sure. I don't think anybody would argue with you there, Chris. Mike Chris. I don't think anybody would argue that. My dumbass would probably been on the apron getting way the hell out of the way. Y'all go right ahead. I see y'all side by side. Have fun. Yeah, I thought 5-hour had an 18 and up policy at some point. All right, we're getting set for a green-white checker here. Making our way down the backstretch. Lights are out on our Ford Mustang pace car. No, it's definitely not good etiquette to dump someone. Definitely not. Nor is it good etiquette to hit anyone under yellow. So a lot of bad etiquette here. A lot of beef. An investigator cockpit and wheel input. Yep. We'll probably get to it post-race here. Let's get back to our race. As the Mustang going to make that sharp left to pit road, we're getting set for a finish here. J Munch going to lead our field to the green. J Munch going up through the gears. Travis Martin hanging on his outside. Looks like he's going to try and use the side draft to pull him back. Unable to do so. Tucks in behind. J Munch and Travis Martin now clear for 1 and 2. Side by side, you have Quinn Newton and Lucas Hoytsma for third. Now they get single file. They're probably going to try and tandem by our leaders. J Munch going way to the bottom, trying to keep Martin from getting alongside, but unable to do so. These two side by sides going to put a conundrum on the 5 and 97 as to which way they decide to go. And we have a yellow in the background. JR Deal has gone around. Let's see what happened here. Looks like he was trying to get pushed from Edwards. Oh, he checked up sideways. Got very loose coming out of turn number 4 without any contact. Edwards just not able to avoid him. Goes around and gets tagged by the 14 as he couldn't miss him. Gets spun coming out of 4, heading towards the start finish. Looks like Deal should be able to continue, just a little bit of back end damage. And we're going to get set to do it again. Green-white checker attempt number 2. This time Travis Martin will be our race leader. J Munch will be to his outside. Then you'll have Hoytsma and Newton on row number 2. So one green-white checker attempt, not enough. We're going to our second one. Let's go ahead and get in some interviews here while we got some time under the pace car. Travis, DG, you got a copy?
Hello.
Hello. Well, here you are out front again on a green-white checker attempt. Tell me what's going through your mind right about now.
Just crying. 20 yards, dude. 20 yards.
So close, right?
Biggest thing here is gonna be getting a good restart and just blocking the inside.
Yep, it looked like J Munch was trying to follow that strategy. Didn't quite get low enough. You were able to get to his inside, and let me guess, you're going to take it all the way to that white line.
Oh, we're gonna try, baby.
All right, bud. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
J Munch, DG, got a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, unfortunately, you got shuffled out of the lead. Do you think you got something for Travis to get it back here towards the end?
Possible. I'm just debating on if I'm going to try or just let him take the win. But I'll push him there.
Oh, you got to try, right?
I won't just give it to him, but I might not push it at too drastic. I gave him a little bit of blocking on that backstretch, but I didn't push it the whole way to the white line.
Well, it should be exciting. You got a very eager 5 and 97 behind you. You got any plans to keep them back?
Well, that was partially why I was glad to see that caution comes out, because I was getting ready to get shuffled big time. So part of my why I'd rather just push him to the win is so that I might have a better chance of staying in second. But we'll see. I think it's going to be a matter of just getting it tucked in or get in front of Travis as fast as I can and try to just push together, because I think it's going to be our only chance. Neither of us really wanted to see any of these cautions come out at the end, because I think we had it easy. So.
Oh yeah, definitely had the 1-2 until the beef between the 95 and the 16. All right, bud. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
That was J Munch in the 69. We're gonna go grab the CTC boys if they're up there. Get some thoughts from the 5 truck, Quinn Newton. Let's see if we can bring him in. No, Quinn's not in the chat. Can't bring him in. All right, we'll bring in Lucas. Lucas, DG, got a copy?
I gotcha.
First of all, where's Quinn?
His Discord breaks sometimes. It just kicks him out. We don't know why.
So rude. He was going to have his moment and everything. Well, very interesting series of events here, and now you have a shot at it with Quinn Newton. See if you two can work together and push to the front. What are your kind of plans? Do you have anything up your sleeve?
It's either stay behind Quinn and try to push us both up to 1 and 2, or get by Quinn and use my newer tires to try to shoot by these guys. Just gonna see how it works out here.
You think a 2 laps will make that big of a difference?
You know, I was trying to save tires at the beginning, so it could, but it could not. We'll have to see.
All right, but we'll get back with your team.
Thanks, sir.
As Lucas Hoisman, the 97, that white and red Toyota top of your screen. Currently in the 4th spot. Heard us try to get Quinn Newton, but he is not in his team Discord. Got kicked out. Let's pull in the 19. Curtis, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, currently sitting in the top 5, and you never know what's going to happen up there in front of you. You got anything left for the top 5 here? Try to go for a win?
Oh, I hope. I know me and Lucas are on the same pit strategy, so hope for the best.
Yeah, you think it might get a little bumpy and you have to make evasive maneuvers to take a win here?
I definitely won't count anything out.
All right, bud, we'll let you get back with your team. Good luck.
Thanks.
It's Curtis Ecker in the 19. Hear him kind of sounding apprehensive towards this finish. And Travis Martin will be your leader, the yellow and red and blue Zaxby's truck on the bottom line. So we get set for the restart. Second attempt at a green-white checker. Hopefully we don't need the third one, but there is a third one if they so need it. That Ford Mustang makes that sharp left to the pit road, and here we go. Travis Martin quickly back on the accelerator. See if J Munch should be able to tuck in right behind him, as Newton and Hoytsma also get nose to tail very quickly. Only battle at the moment is for 5th between John Garrett and Curtis Ecker. Martin got such a good start, it might be too good. That's a big gap over J Munch in the 69.
Sorry, didn't know he was gonna.
Field roars through turns 3 and 4. Looks like Newton and Hoisman might try the high side. Martin goes all the way to the apron. J Munch stays up. J Munch thinks of joining those two. Oh, there's contact. Newton gets into the 69, pushes him into the 63 on the final lap. That's going to take out those two. Now we have CTC 1, 2, 3, and I believe 4. As Newton gets into the back of the 69, pushes him into the 63, and takes both of our front 2 trucks out. Newton going to get the win. Ecker's second. Blake Giglio looks like he gets third. Quinn Newton with the victory. Lucas Hoytsma giving him some congrats there. You knew the 5 would win? He had a fast truck. I didn't expect him to win like that.
Whoa.
Everyone coming up giving some Newton some...
rear me next time.
Hello?
What is going on?
We're gonna have to talk about that after the race. Get in the voice chat.
Beef! More beef! There's John Garrett and the 97. Garrett comes up and voices his displeasure with the 97. No more SRLJ. Yes, it might be a good idea.
I think it's my fault. I want to talk about this.
A lot of anger. Meanwhile, Newton probably celebrating somewhere. If we can find him. There he is. Not sure what was going on there. Um's all I got. Um's all I got. What a finish. What a crazy night. Let's go back and watch that contact between the 5 and the other two, the 69, 97, this whole situation. Something in the air this week? Yeah. Let's take a look at the 5 and 69. Trying to get a better angle here. That's not going to be it. It's probably not going to be it either. Let's try the left front. Pro streamer? We're going to get to it. I don't think he got into him. It's hard to tell. I don't think he got into him. From that angle, it doesn't look like it. Gotta have something that shows this. Let's see if we can slow this one down enough. He's so close, but I don't think he does. Like, you see the 69 start bobbling, and that's why I thought he made contact initially. But I don't think he does. It's just so close. He comes up the track in front of the 5. Then, yeah, no contact. Darts back down to the 63. I mean, the only way that's contact is if it's netcode. There's definitely space there. Just unfortunate. Yeah, good job, Quinn. Good job, Lucas, on that. I'm proud of my boy. Yeah, Quinn did a good job there. Initial view, it looked like he made contact, but it looks like all clean. Quinn getting it done. Let's go get to the interview room. Should have our top 3 in waiting. Should be Blake, Curtis, and Quinn. See if we can get Blake's truck up on the screen. Come on now, show me his truck. It's not showing anything. I just want Blake's truck on track. That's so much to ask. Anyway, we'll just do our interviews with nothing in the background. Wants to be stubborn. There we go. Dun, da, da, da. Go grab Blake. I was just gonna wait for you to come drop down and join me. What's up, Blake? Not a whole lot. Well, you had a very special paint scheme tonight, and you brought it home in the top 3. Kind of tell me how your night was, bud.
Yeah, man, that was so much fun tonight. Strategy was awesome. The racing here is a blast. Just trying to work together and stay in the pack. It's like a mini Daytona, so it's a lot of fun. We were really fast. I just pit too early, I think, to be able to hold them off.
Yep, definitely looked like the pit strategy maybe bit you a little bit. You know I'm going to have to ask, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
I don't know what you're going to say, but I know what it's about.
So tell me how the events unfolded with the 95.
So yeah, my tires were gone. Like, they were completely gone, and I don't know how his tire status was. I knew that I was trying to hold on to him because I still think I had a shot at Quinn. Quinn was only like a lap fresher than me, and I eventually tried going for the pass, and then I got tight, and I got up, and I wanted to get in behind him to get the draft going into 3 because I knew if I could slingshot around him, he could help me try to get past Quinn. And then I just got into him there, and he turned around, and they recommended yellow. So I was like, okay. Then I apologized for it, and you recommended yellow. So, I mean, I don't know. And the damage didn't really kill us too bad. We still finished 3rd. So, all in all, I mean, I apologize to him. He's done nothing to me all season or race. So I had no reason, to wreck him. So it's just, that's unfortunate that he thinks I did it on purpose. And hopefully we can talk about it. I don't know where he's hanging out, but I would definitely be down to talk to him about it.
Alrighty, congrats on your podium finish. You got any shout outs you want to throw out there?
Yeah, shout out to Premier 6 Setup, same me on setup for open races. Shout out to you for broadcasting. EGS Racing as a whole. I joined this league. It's a lot of fun, especially these last few weeks. It's been a blast. So shout out to Low Drag Sports, shout out to CDC Racing. Shout out to my boy Quinn getting it done. Happy for him. Shout out to Curtis there for getting second. I got third, and I think Lucas got fourth. So it was a good sweep for us. And unfortunately, what happened to Travis, but just hopefully we can move on and go farther in these playoffs.
And you didn't mention Tampax. I'm disappointed.
Well, I shouldn't piss off my painter. So.
All right, bud. Have a good night. Congrats on the P3.
Yeah, thank you.
Blake Giglio bringing his 16 truck home in the third spot. Great run for him tonight. I would go find the 19 of Curtis Ecker. And bring him up into the broadcast booth. Curtis, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, second time we get to talk tonight, man. Congrats on your P2 finish. Kind of took me through that last run to the end there.
Well, it definitely didn't have the restart we wanted, but as soon as they wrecked up there, I knew I had no shot in checking up. I just had to go.
So you just kept the hammer down and wound up second when it was all said and done, huh?
Yeah, if it would have probably been anybody else other than Quinn, I would have definitely probably raced a little harder for that win. Maybe a little more aggressive.
So if it was Blake or Lucas?
Well, maybe.
Just want to get everything clear. Make sure that's what we're saying.
Pretty much.
All right, bud. Congrats on your P2 finish. You want to give some shout-outs out?
Not really. Just everybody getting me into this iRacing. It's still my first season, so to have some results I've had has been awesome.
Simply put, easy done. Congrats on your P2. And, well, we'll look forward to having more of these interviews going forward.
All right, thank you.
19, Curtis Ecker, bringing it home in P2 tonight. And now let's go grab our winner tonight. He's going to be excited. This is going to be entertaining. Quinn, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
What up, Quinn?
Oh my goodness, what a swing of emotions there in the last 30 laps.
Right? Highest a high, lowest a low, lappers in the way, and then just winning the race.
Oh man, the lapper in the way really, really irritated me.
I couldn't tell.
Really irritated. Well, it's not once but twice. Really irritated. I lost like a couple seconds on Ghostman, I think in Montreal there. When we're right before I was gonna pit, I was gonna short pit there, go with 35. I think Blake went like 1 or 2 laps earlier, and I really wanted to stick as close as I could, and all of a sudden I got a lapper in front of me. Like, what is going on? You kidding me? When I came out of the pits and had Blake behind me, I'm like, all right, we've got a shot here. I'm like, we've got a shot. And came up about 9 laps short, and I'm like, all right, guys, we cannot have a caution here. We cannot have a caution because my tires at that point were gone. I mean, absolutely gone when them two passed me. Then caution comes out, and I was pissed because I was pissed. I'm like, are you kidding? And Blake of all people, I'm like, what are you doing? I was not happy. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Because at this point, I'm sitting here thinking, and I've got third locked up. We're just gonna ride out these 7 laps and we good. I did not think that we were gonna have that much, or I would have that much of a jump on cold tires at the start of the. Just cool them down that much from a couple pace laps. After that first run there, I think I think I would have gotten them or had a shot at a pass there on that first green white checker. Caution comes out, and just talking with Lucas, we're gonna try and get a run on the high line. Coming down to that last lap though, they came up and went for the block and got into each other. I'm like, oh my god, the floodgates open, and I just went through. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I just look back and I see the 19 in my mirror. I'm like, oh my god, come on. And we were able to hold it off. That was swing of emotion. I went from like, oh my goodness, we got a shot at winning this, to, oh well, now I'm going to finish like 8th. So holy crap, I won the race.
And I have to apologize to you because in the moment it looked like you actually moved the 69 into the 63. So I may have blamed you for it for a little bit, but then we went back and watched and cleared you, made sure that you didn't make any contact. So yeah, don't yell at me when you go back and watch the replay.
Yeah, well, no, I think because I was riding right behind him when he came up for the block, I think, and when they slowed down, I did bump him a little bit, I think, but I was like, they slowed down so quick, I was trying to get down to the left to try and get a run on him. So I think we might have bumped just a smidge, but
it didn't look like it. If anything was contact, it would have been netcode because there was definitely a gap between you.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, I saw him come up, and when I saw Ghostman come up, I was gonna go down below either way. But then they took each other out for me, and it was like a repeat of Bandio's win. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, there's nobody in front of me. There's nobody in front of me.
Well,
So,
congrats on the big victory, man. It was awesome. You want to throw some shout outs out there?
well, I got that awesome iRacing truck, so thanks iRacing. At this point, I might just keep it because it's kind of a meme now.
And it's a good luck.
Yeah, it's a good look. CTC Lucas helping me out there at the end, even though I fell out of Discord again. I don't know what's going on with that. But
Yeah, we tried to give you an interview, but you know.
yeah, my Discord keeps dropping out in the middle of races, so I'm not sure what's wrong with that. But
Brutal.
yeah, I appreciate well, not Blake this time because he almost did screw me, so I'm kind of mad at him still.
All right, well, go ahead and do your shout outs and make sure you say not Lucas.
Yeah, well, I can't thank Lucas, even though he did help me there at the end. I can't thank Blank because he wrecked when I told him not to. That was really fun racing Ghostman there.
Yeah, if you watch the broadcast back, you'll see Blake miss wrecking the 95 and then get him. That's why we don't believe him.
I said you can absolutely not wreck your boys, and what does he do? He goes and causes a caution. I was pissed. You go back on my stream here. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Gosh.
But yeah, so I can't thank Lucas. I can't thank Blake. There's really nobody else to thank. Thanks for streaming the race, I guess.
You could thank Cody for putting things together.
Yeah, Cody for putting things together.
There you go.
I really don't have any other sponsors on my truck right now except for iRacing. So
iRacing, Chevrolet.
The Rick Ware truck finally, the vehicles finally came through for me for once. And now we're on to the 24. Good luck with your team. Good luck everybody else running it, and hopefully we get some 24 wins out of everybody running.
That'd be pretty sweet. All right, bud. Congrats on your big victory.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for everything, and we'll catch you next week.
Sounds good.
That's Quinn Newton, your big winner tonight. Hey, it happens, John. People get mad. Appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. This has been iRacing. You can go to iRacing.com and pick up these cars and this track and come race with us at any time. You can head on over to dgsracing.com. Click on the big red snake. That'll get you over to the league Discord where you can sign up for any of our leagues. Monday night we run ARCA cars. Tuesday we run Xfinity. Wednesday we run the Cup Series. Thursday we run the trucks, as you saw here tonight. Saturday we run a Legends Series. Come on out and join any of those, and yeah, just jump right on the track with us. Have a good time. It's always dramatic, but it's always entertaining. Hope you guys, as I said, enjoyed that one. We will end our recording here. Have a great night.